this is gamesmanship.
Some things never change.
Neither one of them will give the edge to the other. If one delays, the other one will.
Out! 15 low. Out! 30 low.
Oh, slip.
30 over.
Feet just went out from under him on the serve. That can happen on this hard, true, fast, dry style. Take a look. See what happens. Looks like he slipped on the line. Eventually making his way to the net, and then McEnroe. No mistake on the pass.
30-40.
Terrific approach shot, set it up, clipped the line.
So an early break here for John McEnroe. Bjorn Borg broke his service the first set yesterday. Now Mac does the same to Connors here. One love here in the first set. You can see their lifetime record. What's so interesting about that, twice they met over in London in the final of Wimbledon, but never for a U.S. Open championship. Pam, did you find out anything about Jimmy Connors possibly injuring himself when he went down?
Well, when he slipped, it was 30-15, and then it made it 30-all, and he's lost 3 or 4 points in a row. And he came down pretty hard on his left knee, drew a little bit of blood on the changeover. He was cleaning it off. And also his left wrist, he was flexing it a bit. So a fall like that early can be a little off-putting.
Cliff, it was interesting that Mac went on the attack right away, just as soon as he could.
Well, that's what you'd expect from him. By the way, Connors' wrist was operated on, if you remember. It was an operation that he figured might destroy his career.
I'd probably guess he probably isn't. But I make miles there.
But he went through it, and then the same doctor that operated on him operated on Andre Agassi. Both successful.
He brought some heat on that one.
That left-handed serve out wide is a great one. Again, McEnroe trying to go into the right-handed forehand. Of course, Jimmy Connors, it's into his backhand side.
40-15.
Forehand sails on him some. He's got a continental grip on the forehand. He's really the last great player to have that grip in the forehand side, and then along came Borg, and everybody was copying his style. By the way, Brent, you said a moment ago that they had never played the championship match at the U.S. Open. Of course, you did right about that. They played 3 times, though, in the semifinals at the Open.
Exactly.
Deuce.
See, he can swing it in either side. This is the wide serve. Connors looks for it. McEnroe, with those outstanding hands of his, not able to get to that one. The return about as perfect as it could be at McEnroe's feet.
Advantage Connors.
Mixes up the serve direction better than any left-hander ever.
Breaks right back. One thing about Connors, he always had that competitive edge, and I asked him if it would be hard to get the juices flowing here today.
Well, you have no trouble getting my competitive juices going at any time. And just when I play a McEnroe or a Borg or a Vilas and all the guys that I grew up playing such great matches with, to still be able to go out and play them at this point in our lives and our careers and at this level, if that doesn't get my juices flowing and the fire's burning, then something's wrong with me. So, you know, my game is where I would like it. I'm playing very good tennis. I'm in very good shape, which is important for me. But for me to go out and play McEnroe at any time, if I can't get ready for that, then it's time for me to go on and do other things.
115.
Connors talks like that. It was only a few years ago that he played so well and electrified New York, in fact the whole country, at the US Open. Wins over Pat McEnroe, Aaron Krickstein in 5 sets. Was going.
Cliff, Jimmy has been very successful when he's reached the net of this match so far.
Well, he chooses his time to get in, and at this point I'm surprised that McEnroe hasn't made an effort to get into the net sooner than he has so far. We'll see. Stay back with Connors, and you could be coming in second. What's the point here? I'll tell you that Connors knows exactly where the cameras are. He also knows where the microphones are. So since he didn't get a chance to win the point, he figured he might as well have a little fun with the camera.
No one has been able to hold service yet. Cliff, I look around. We've got a standing room only crowd here. The entrance ways are packed in, standing up on top.
We've got another few thousand in here watching that replay there. Connors has got timeless strokes. You know, he is textbook stuff. He uses his shoulders so well. His mechanics are perfect, and that's why he has enjoyed such longevity. Break point.
Game McEnroe. He leads today.
And still, no one's been able to hold his service here. McEnroe leading it in the first set. There, birdied the hole and then began his march a few years back to his U.S. Open championships. There's the Beach Club. And here we are at the tennis center now with John McEnroe serving, up 2-1 here in the first set.
Connors is looking at the mark.
15 love.
And he's not going to argue the call. Look at that. Connors and McEnroe, 9 of the last 20 titles. They dominated the 70s and 80s. 9 of 20 at the U.S. Open. Connors first won it in 74. Won it again in 83. Again, Connors choosing the right time to get in here. McEnroe with a slice, and that gives him the signal to get in. And a terrific two-handed volley. He controls that very well. The minus on the two-handed volley is that you need the reach. But the plus is you have very good racket head control, and you saw it on that last point.
McEnroe's in excellent physical condition. He told me they didn't weigh any more than when he was dominating, but he broke down a little bit on the harder surfaces.
30-15.
Brent, he works out. You know, he makes a big deal of the fact that he doesn't play a lot. But the truth is that he and Connors play a lot of exhibition matches, and he gets in shape for events like this. Look at McEnroe here again. These hands of his that are so magical. Not that much shoulder turn on the shot, but his racket head control is just incomparable. Beautiful, super. Brent, when I say they play a lot, they played some exhibition matches, not the same as this on national television. The last time they played in an official event was in '91 in Basel, Switzerland. McEnroe won that one easily. That was after Connors had made that superb run at the Open. Talk about Agassi's return to serve. Jimmy Connors is the best part of his game too. Look how he has to move wide to get to it and still able to control it down the line.
Another great return of service.
Advantage Connors.
And still, we have played 4 games in the first set, and no one has been able to hold their serve yet. And yesterday, when we were talking to Mac, I asked him what he had to do to beat Jimmy here today.
Well, yesterday, I think if people saw the match with Bjorn, they saw a lot of topspin. And what I tried to do there was bring him into net because he's weaker at net. With Jimmy, hits the ball flat, hits the ball with a lot of pace. So I'm going to try to put a little more topspin on my shots. Make sure he doesn't see this, okay? But obviously, as well, getting a high percentage of first serves, attack at the right moment, try to keep Jimmy off balance because we both slip and slide a little bit out there on the clay courts.
Pretty good analysis of what we've seen so far, too, isn't it, folks? Attack, and Jimmy just rifles it past him.
Yeah, that just got by him. Too strong.
15-all.
Not that much margin for error in Connors' shots. I'm talking about the way that he can, his execution of the shot is really timeless. But there's not a lot of margin for error, so he'll clip a lot of tapes. Clip a lot of lines, too. Connors just had to believe that McEnroe was going to go down the line here on this running forehand, but the last minute he flicks it cross court. McEnroe did that so well for his entire career and still does. The running forehand that you expect to go down the line, he can hit cross court just as easily. Very tough to anticipate. He makes it look so easy. Just take a look at this. It's brilliant. The drop shot that draws Connors into the net. Now Connors stays there looking for the passing shot. Delicate lob over Connors' head. No chance.
And our favorite words of the day, break point. Mac won't agree with this one. Mac's going right up to the net.
Player let. Let's see if there's any reaction from Connors now. Here it is again. Here's the one that Connors is complaining about, or McEnroe rather. Going to play it again. An overrule.
straight service breaks in the first set. McEnroe over Connors 3-2. Back with more after this from our ABC. Winner to the Pebble Beach AT&T National Pro-Am as you look down from above now at that treacherous par 3. Some days a wedge, and if the wind is up, you can hear fellas hitting 3-irons out there. Right now, no one can hold their serve here, Mr. Drysdale.
The serve stats are terrible at the moment, but testimony to the returner serve. 44% first serves for Connors, McEnroe at 50%. But even when they get their first serves in, they're not winning the points.
Love 15.
You know, great competitors never change. They never lose that edge, no matter what they're involved in. These two fellows, as much as anything, want to beat each other here today. There's a lot of ego at play in this match.
Slugger. And McEnroe will not be intimidated. You were just saying a minute ago, Brent, about the egos involved here. They have a great deal of mutual respect as well, these two. You see him hustle to get it, but the drop volley was too good. ATP Tour tennis misses this kind of drama and length of point too. Again, watch the return of Jimmy Connors, and he gets in here and tries for the cross court, but it goes wide. But I mean, it is interesting for me. It's been an eye-opener because these players are playing brilliant tennis and the points last so much longer.
First serve.
Another look on this one here that obviously clipped the line. So we're going to, for the second time, have an overrule.
I don't think John McEnroe will ever need glasses.
Actually, that wasn't an overrule. Technically speaking, the linesperson has changed his mind. Low percentages. And they've paid the price.
All.
In case you just joined us, we're 5 games into the first set. Neither Connors nor McEnroe has been able to hold service yet. McEnroe is serving up 3-2. Now a chance for McEnroe to open a little daylight here in the first set.
Game McEnroe, he leads 4-2.
So McEnroe up 4-2 now over Connors in the first set. And right now, let's go to Pam Shriver with a familiar face. Pam?
Yes, thanks, Brent. I'm with Clint Eastwood. And Clint, a couple of questions about McEnroe. Through the years when he had all those arguments, did you ever think he was maybe acting a little bit?
Well, I don't know if he was. He was doing a good job with it. But sometimes different players have different ideas about how to keep the adrenaline going. And I think that was just one of his techniques to kind of keep himself up for the game.
Well, sometimes people thought he was acting pretty badly, but I understand you haven't been playing too much tennis, but watching these guys start to make you want to get back out there.
It makes me want to get back into the game, yeah.
15 low.
Yeah, I think I'd really enjoy starting playing again.
Now, I understand a couple of weeks, Bridges in Madison County, everyone can see it at their nearby theater.
June 2nd. June 2nd, we'll be in a nearby theater.
Okay, great. Thanks, Clint. Brent?
The bill is on the way.
Oh, he missed it.
I'll take them all. Put them all down there.
Hear him breathing. This kind of tennis takes a lot out of you. Unlike this big serving of Pete Sampras, the points are so short. First hold for Connors.
McEnroe, when we come back, will be serving at 4-3 in the first set.
4 games to 3.
It's Jimmy Connors and John McEnroe. Connors defeated Guillermo Vilas in straight sets. McEnroe was forced to go a third set against Bjorn Borg yesterday. And now here they are in the final. McEnroe serving the first set up 4-3. The difference in the first set is that Mac is up a break right now. So for Jimmy to draw even, he would have to get his third break.
Connors coming to the net on that point again. He has come into the net twice as many times as McEnroe, and that is not something that you'd have expected.
McEnroe trying to gain some consistency with his first serve.
super serve. McEnroe's going to check them off.
Did he think that first serve was out?
That's what he was hoping. Here's another look at it. Yeah, clipped a line. Look at how Connors got to that one there. McEnroe tries for the drop shot, but if you don't hit it well, you're in trouble. And McEnroe knew as soon as he hit that one, Connors was going to get to it. And watch Jimmy here make that last-minute effort at the cross-court winner. Got another one. He put so much pressure on the serve return.
15-40.
So again, a couple more break points, and it's been the inability to hold service that has defined the first set of this match so far.
Just that extra pound right there, just kind of doesn't quite look good on me anymore. Oh, I thought I had it toned for this week. McEnroe sends a high, soaring fly ball into the stand.
48 all.
Even in the first set, and the frustrations continue to mount. And a reminder that tonight on ABC, Bob Saget gives away $100,000 to the top video on America's Funniest Home Videos. Then the season finale of Lois and Clark. This is an episode you can't miss. Then Wesley Snipes stars in the network premiere of Passenger 57, all tonight, right here on ABC. Can't anybody hold on to service over a length of time here, Cliff? Connor's making his way to the net again.
Well, Brent, McEnroe got broken again, but it wasn't that he played a bad serve game. It was brilliant returning from Connors. That has been a trademark of his, as just about everybody who's watched tennis over the years knows.
Love 15.
So it's not so much poor serving as brilliant returning from both.
Love 30.
This is a very important moment now in this first set, because if Jimmy is broken again, McEnroe can be serving for the first set.
Covering the court terrifically. Flat shots here of Connors, as you can see, goes through the ball so well, but versus the hands of McEnroe. Check the tape again.
15-20.
Break point. That is Connors' 5th forehand error. There's another look. Guinness said he has so little margin for error. Here he comes. Clips the tape and it goes back on his side. Balanced by the fact that when and if they go over, they are so tough to get back. Makes this so compelling to me is that there's a decision to be made every time they start to swing at the ball. Tactical decision and a mechanical decision, because neither one of them has got the power to put the ball away against each other.
This is like blaring in my ear. Do I want to put that down?
I'm sorry, what kind of...
Speakers. Like getting bouncing the ball is like super loud in my ear.
Can we turn that down, please? Much a little lower.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Thanks. They don't hear me. Right now?
Stadium speaker system he's talking about.
Wouldn't be a McEnroe match without a villain, would it?
Deuce.
McEnroe again unhappy. The linesman, though, with a much better angle. Now John's going to ask for indication of the mark here on the clay.
Thank you.
Confirming the outcourt. Big point. Worth an argument, but he lost it.
So you thought he'd mellowed.
It's amazing how consistent that you are. Consistently wrong. It's incredible. Hey, canula pipa, eh? Canula pipa.
And the juices are bubbling again. Jimmy Connors with a lead now in the first set. So now John McEnroe finds himself trailing for the first time. Now this is on videotape, and he went over to the line judge and was berating him over there just like McEnroe in the old days. So nothing has changed with John, and then the PA announcer passes on the information that his beloved Knicks are down. This is not a happy John McEnroe about ready to serve.
Connors, on the other hand, is not going to be distracted from What's going on out here? He never has been. Take a look at this movement from him. It turns out to be an easy forehand because it gets up high. The drop volley was hit too hard. Easy put away, love 15.
Jimmy telling the judge there, got to get out of the way.
His back's up against the end of the court. There's nothing you can do about it. And Jimmy knows it. Oh, yes. This is just terrific stuff. Every point tells its own story. Here's the approach. You can see Connors is, he's come in more than McEnroe so far. This is a good approach shot, too. Pretty deep. But you could see he started to make his move to cover down the line, and Mac went cross court. First double. Turn was good, so Mac didn't want that to be called on the line on the serve.
I don't want this one. That's why I gave it back. I prefer one of those other ones. There you go.
Set 5 games apiece.
Amazed at how these boys, both of them, are able to control the ball.
Well, Saturday on ABC Sports, Hall of Famer Nancy Lopez, defending champion Patty Sheehan, and tour favorites Laura Davies and Dottie Mockery hit the links as we begin coverage of the J.C. Penney LPGA Skins game. Saturday at 3:30, 2:30 Central, right here on ABC.
More service breaks than holds in this match.
Well, if your complaint about modern tennis is serve and volley and out the door, then you've come to the right place. It's an entirely different brand of tennis here this afternoon.
A lot of talk about changing things, enable the ATP Tour to get a little bit more of this kind of brand of tennis. 1 hour old, and then some. We're still only at 5 games all in the first set. Connor said he likes the way it is. Don't change anything. McEnroe, on the other hand, would like to see some changes. Slow things down a bit. Have the boys play points that are more compelling on their tour. See what happened here with him. He just mistimed the overhead. He was moving backwards. He didn't steady himself before hitting the overhead. But he's ahead in the game. His first. Both have one double fault.
Tiebreaker here in the first set. Connor's up again. I'm Brad Musburger. This is the championship of the challenge. First set, best of 3. Jimmy Connors leading 6-5. We've played a little over an hour here in the first set, and I would say with tennis like this, Cliff, bring along a lunch. You may be staying a while.
Everybody enjoyed what happened yesterday in the semifinals. McEnroe beating Borg barely. And they are going to enjoy this one in equal measure because it has been terrific stuff so far.
Connors now with a chance if he can break down again. He's off to a strong start. McEnroe still struggling. He just has not been consistent with his first serve like he was for a time against Borg yesterday.
Yeah, he's not at 50% on first serves. And as you pointed out, he was way up there at 60% yesterday.
That's a great serve.
When you are serving against somebody like Connors, who puts so much pressure on the return, it affects your first serve effectiveness sometimes. He lets this one go, and it goes long. That was a great serve. You know, with Borg, you know that he's not going to hurt you on the return. With Connors, he really can.
Big moment for Jimmy, and he knew it. Opportunity against McEnroe's second serve. Let it slip through.
Two-handed from Connors. That's his favorite side. He has some better control on it. He hits both of them very flat. I always say that the way to get to Connors is low to the forehand.
That's a great return. John did not expect Jimmy to get that one back in play, and he hesitated. It froze him for just a fraction of a second.
30-all.
And the serve wide to Connors, and he's able to get to it, and you can see him having to backtrack, and he actually got to the ball, but missed it. They are moving each other around. Takes so much out of you to play from the baseline, and remember, as flat as Connors hits the ball, you really have, it's not like you again playing against Borg with the topspin where you've got a little extra time. You have no time.
So Mac now has forced the tiebreaker in the first set.
His first ace. First to 7 points, 2-point lead, wins the tiebreaker. Look at the hustle that he has to make. Connors comes in two-handed backhand that he figures is a winner. Truthfully, I did too. Turned out that it was, but McEnroe got to it and so nearly made the shot. Just missed the line. Here's his reaction.
Now bringing it.
Tape clipper from Connors. About his ball toss when he said low again. They both know at this stage of the match that aggressive play is going to win it. They're both playing well. Neither is giving an inch. So defensive tennis, you can forget. Brilliant.
3-2, McEnroe.
He makes this look so easy, but trust me, it is a very difficult shot to hit. This is the inside-out forehand. He sees Connors is back there, and so he goes for the drop shot, but he nevertheless had to play it perfectly for the winner. Improvisation from McEnroe.
4-2, McEnroe. Three, McEnroe.
Never gives up. And it wouldn't make any difference which one we'd be talking about.
Sound system is so good, the court you can pick up cellular phones in the crowd. Turnaround in the tiebreak.
5-4 Connors.
They are both just hitting the ball as deep as they can. The return was too shallow. Now Connors jumps all over the volley.
Compelling stuff.
Decided against a major argument on that call. He'll serve a second serve.
Isn't there?
5-all.
Yeah, I think Connors is right to have this mark check. I thought I heard it clip the line back there.
I thought the previous shot by Jimmy was out, but maybe that's just my angle. I'm quite a ways away right here.
Here's the one that they are arguing about now.
Looked good from there, but again, it's a distorted angle.
Well, look looked like it skidded too, which is another sign that it probably clipped a line. McEnroe stood his ground. The onslaught of Jimmy Connors, and then went for the big swinging backhand down the line pass, and it hit the tape. Set point.
The first set to Jimmy Connors. 1 hour and 19 minutes. Connors 7-5 in the tiebreak. Par 5, and once a year they have a splendid antique car show. Aren't those beauties? Yesterday they had a great dog show over there behind the 18th green. A chance to see some wonderful animals over there. If you were a golfer coming up 18, you heard that shepherd barking up there. Distracting here. We've had some very compelling tennis here in the first set. Went to the tiebreaker. Connors winning it. And now it starts off really the definitive way that the first set was wrapped up, because there were the 12 games, excluding the tiebreaker now. There were 6 service breaks in that first set. So here we are, second set now.
5 of them in the first 5 games.
Love 30.
Pam Shriver is with Bjorn Borg. Pam.
Thanks, Brent. Bjorn, yesterday you had a long match with John McEnroe, 2 hours and 15 minutes. John lost the first set just now in 1 hour and 20. Does he have what it takes to try and dig this thing out in 3?
Well, I'm sure he's a little bit stiff to that, but I mean, he's looking pretty good though. But it's just a matter of mentally, if it's that tough to stay in the match, though. I think the key thing is the first couple of games here in the second set, though.
You really enjoying watching these two guys play. Did you ever watch them a lot when you all were mixing it up in the top about 10 or 15 years ago?
Well, actually, I never did, though. I mean, I actually enjoy watching these guys. You know, during the prime time when we played so many times against each other. So, and you know, so we knew each other's game pretty well. And I've not seen these guys play for so many years. And especially when it comes to, you know, these kind of matches, it's always it's nice to watch them.
Now, if all 3 of you are at your absolute peak, which one of the 2 of them would you least like to play for all the marbles?
I don't know. Maybe McEnroe. I think so. Maybe John.
Maybe it depends on the surface.
Depends on the surface. But yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, clay is probably my best surface if we compare 3 of us, though. But you know, on the indoors of the flat surface, you know, John is very generous with his serve. It depends on his serving. But for instance, today, I don't think John is serving as well as he did yesterday.
Okay, thanks, Bjorn. Brent?
All right, Pam, and I think that she may have fingered the key thing here. John McEnroe had to go a tough 3 sets yesterday, and it is Bandit Beach and Tennis Club here at Pebble Beach. And a friend of ours, Cliff, is the director of tennis here, Mike Trabert. He's the son of a fellow that I worked the first tennis broadcast with. Tony Trabert is over the Italian Open today, and now Jimmy Connors of the game has a service here in the second set against Mac.
15 love.
Italian Open, by the way, won by Thomas Muster.
There in the background, the famed par 3 7th hole. Had a little rain delay over there, didn't they, Cliff?
apparently. But he beat Bulgaria in 4. Questionable tactic there from McEnroe. He wasn't but about 8 feet from the serve line when he hit that backhand on the return. Not a high percentage play at the best of times. Connors has got the break, and Borg is exactly right. These first couple of games here are going to tell just how much Borg, or I should say McEnroe, is in the match. Balance then with the fact that Connors, as now having won the first set, has got a little lift, psychological lift, and when he gets his teeth into you, the Bulldog is just not going to let go.
It'd be great if Ivan Lendl that backheeled and joined these fellows. Cliff, I think he'd give him a lift and a little added force out here, huh?
I think he will.
40-15.
He qualifies age-wise now. Mats Wilander will qualify soon age-wise as well.
Cliff, we should point out the age is 35. You know what else they need? They need somebody who has not been in the limelight, like a Larry Loretti, to come on and win one of these.
There are a lot of them waiting, I'll tell you that.
That would be wonderful.
Game Connors, he leads 2-love.
Now, Connors up 2-love here in the second set. Reminder now, next Sunday, big one coming up on ABC. We're going to head to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Without a question, it's the greatest spectacle in auto racing, the Indianapolis 500. Coverage begins at 11 Eastern Time, live next Sunday, right here on ABC.
You have just done more for participation in tennis than you know, because there are people all over this country saying, give me my racket, I want to get out there in case I get a shot at these boys.
Wonderful. Oh, yes.
15-love.
That's his second ace only. Take a look at some of his statistics there on the serve.
One of the things that, Cliff, I want to pass on to everybody is all four of the fellas, Vilas, Borg, McEnroe, Connors, they showed up with the sponsors, had their parties, shook a lot of hands this week, signed autographs. It's the same kind of thing we saw when senior golf exploded here in this country. Really means a lot.
Tennis players, by reputation and in actual fact, are not that easy to get to if you're a press person or indeed a sponsor, although even the ATP Tour has started to have them realize that they've got to get into things. Guillermo Vilas.
There's Guillermo Vilas, now a bit of a rock musician. In fact, he has a performance coming up in Paris here in a few weeks.
$30-15. $30-all.
Heads up, everybody. 2 games to love. First set to Connors and a tiebreak. 30-all at this stage. If McEnroe is going to lose a second serve here, 2 breaks down, that would be all she wrote.
deuce. Advantage McEnroe.
Superb serve.
McEnroe. Connors leads 2-1.
Connors in the second set, leading 2-1. He'll be one of the beauties of Pebble Beach. It's a public golf course, and you can go out there and walk with the ghosts of Nicklaus and Palmer and Watson and Kite. You look at the famed 17th. That's where great shots were struck in U.S. Open competition. Here it's Connors, McEnroe, and Jimmy serving. He won the first set, the tiebreak. And he's up 2-1 serving to John here in the second.
Connors has really played beautifully on the Champions Tour. He's only lost twice, once to Clerk, and you can see why. He's playing very confidently. And the only other time that he lost was to McEnroe in Moscow a couple of weekends ago. 7-5, 6-1 that score. But that was on a court that's a lot kinder to McEnroe, an indoor faster surface. Second double fault for Connors. When he came in behind that, but you got to figure when you're able to get that slice on the approach like you'll see here, that you've pretty much got the point won. But see what Connors does, gets to it. Now look, McEnroe, he keeps going to his left. Connors goes down the line. A clean winner, pretty to watch.
Connors now up 3-1. And a reminder that in 2 weeks, ABC Sports travels to Ohio for one of the most prestigious stops on the PGA Tour. Join Jack Nicklaus as he hosts an all-star international field of golf's best. It's the Memorial Tournament sponsored by Dean Witter. Coverage begins Saturday, June 3rd, right here on ABC. Well, Jack Nicklaus, when he won his U.S. Open here, hit memorable 1-iron down there into the wind. Jack Nicklaus, also an avid tennis player.
He's got 2 or 3 grass courts at his home in Florida.
Love.
Best hands ever in the history of tennis, John McEnroe. He can let the racket head drop and still get to the volleys. Just take a look at this. Just watch this. See how the racket head is up there at that stage, but he can't get away with dropping the racket head. That ball was so high he didn't have to. But the most delicate and best hands in the history of the game. Given enough credit for the brilliance of this topspin lob of his. There wasn't much topspin on it, but just take a look at how well he plays this shot. I remember playing him at Wimbledon one year when he did this to me unmercifully, and I said, why don't they talk about that shot more often? Over McEnroe's head, total disguise.
Once again, Connors up in the second set, 3-2. I'm Brad Musburger. This is the championship of the challenge. Jimmy Connors and John McEnroe. We want to remind our stations along the line, especially those expecting the early feed of World News Sunday. We're going to stay on the air here for a time and see how this one continues at the top of the hour. The first set was won by Jimmy Connors. He did it 1 hour and 20 minutes, required a tiebreaker.
Ready for play?
And here in the second set, Connors leading 3-2 with the serve.
15 love.
Let's go down to Pam Shriver. Pam?
Well, Brent, I keep looking at John McEnroe. He's definitely the tired one out here. He's been out here for over 4 hours, combination of yesterday's match and today. He's got to find a way to shorten up some of the points, gamble a bit more, maybe attack some second serves of Jimmy Connors. Also, he's got to come in up the middle sometimes, quit giving Jimmy Connors the angles and just attack hard up the center. Brent?
Thank you, Pam.
You just said hard up the center, but Connors found the exit.
30 love.
Got out of the point and won it. Take a look. Just watch this now. Here, watch the shoulder rotation here, and then he keeps his eye on the ball. He keeps the racket head firm, and then he follows through on the line of the shot. Great mechanics. He does the same thing off the forehand side. That's why at 42 years old, he's still out there. You can see it again right there. Look at the follow through again.
30-15.
Forehand side and a suicide, Connors. Beat him. The only way to do it, really, other than to attack him and blow him away, which is very tough to do, is to try to break down the forehand. Talk about modern day players who do not give ground, Brent. Guys like Agassi, Jim Courier off the ground. You know, they don't like to get too far behind the baseline. Jimmy Connors was that kind of player 2 decades ago. And he still plays that way.
Game Connors.
Now Connors leads 4-2 here in the second set. And again, a reminder that ABC World News Sunday and your local news will still be coming up here on ABC. We are in the second set, best 2 out of 3. Jimmy Connors won the first against John McEnroe and now leads the second 4-2. Seen some sparkling tennis here the last 3 days. McEnroe, Connors. Connors beating Vilas. McEnroe over Borg in 3 sets yesterday. Beautiful serve.
4 aces for McEnroe. It's not a lot. And it's testimony to how well Connors has returned serve. Got to just about everything.
Two bullets.
Another one. That one not out of reach, but as good as.
Here's a look at the brackets for semifinal. Straight set win for Connors yesterday. Some outstanding tennis played by both McEnroe and Borg, and perhaps the 3-setter has taken a little bit of a toll on John. This is his best stretch of serving until the last one that we've seen from him here. Connors up in the second set, 4-3. Abalone, and then I watched those otters out there. I know those suckers coming around today. They were breaking open one shell after another out there this morning, partner.
Hey, I understand those seals can be kind of ornery. You don't want to mess with those things. Perfect to watch, though.
Oh, in the aquarium in Monterey is always a delight, too.
Yeah, this is a big game right here with the 4-3 lead that Connors has in serving. McEnroe realizes that this is
Love 15.
a last gasp for him. And he has a chance at love 15.
Get a reminder, coming up next, ABC World News Sunday at your local news on these ABC stations. We're in the second set of this, the championship of the challenge between Jimmy Connors and John McEnroe, the two who dominated tennis in this country in the 70s and the 80s.
Very first time they played, 1977 at Wimbledon. Connors won that match in a semi-final. That's when John McEnroe made his first, that was his first Wimbledon. 4-setter. Big point, 15-30.
Get out, you motherfucker! 30-all.
Connors keeps the pressure on. Looking for a call. He's not going to get one.
40-30.
Ryan McEnroe again on this baseline. Take a look at this. He looks at it. He's looking at the mark, and he's looking at the lines person.
40-30.
She got up and confirmed her original call.
Connors with the serve at 40-30 now. Up 4-3 here in the second set. John attacking the second service.
That's a great throw. Nobody can do this better. Just take a look at McEnroe here and watch as he makes contact with the ball on the racket. Just take a look and see how he just softens the wrist at that point. Nobody does it better.
at break point here at a critical moment of the second set.
Advantage McEnroe.
He got it.
And draws even in the second.
The approach shot from Connors just wasn't deep enough.
4 games all.
Sparkling championship tennis here. Jimmy Connors and John McEnroe.
Take a look at this. See, here's the approach, but it lands a little short. That gives McEnroe the chance to get a good look at the pass. And that's his reaction.
Low 15.
So we want to alert our stations along the way that since tennis is going to run long, we are going to give you an additional station break now, and we will do that at the next opportunity. So a station break coming up along the line here on ABC because we're running long with our tennis.
Love 13.
He framed a forehand, and he has played so crisply in this match so far, and that's only his second double fault in the match. 2 hours old now, and only 2 double faults. That's just good returning a serve.
Low 40.
No, I don't mean that. I mean that. That's a double version of that.
McEnroe had enough ability, even though he didn't know it was going there until the last
15-40.
minute, to make the adjustment and get back there quickly enough to put it away. Low forehand.
And McEnroe holds off 2.
30.
Still 1 to go.
Connors doesn't have the topspin there to fall back on. That's why that low forehand's a tough shot for him to get it over the net and then bury it the other side.
sends it right back. Connors will go for the match when we return. We'll have more from Pebble Beach, California after this from our ABC stations.
Monday, the Laverne and...
Indeed. Thank you, Jack. And now for Jimmy Connors, he will try to do just that. A chance here to win. He'll serve for the match against John McEnroe.
Just traded breaks of serve, so the pressure is on the serve at the moment. Connors' reaction to hitting that forehand long, love 15.
We had 6 breaks of serve back in the first set.
Lob is good. Phenomenal disguise on that shot off either wing. Take another look. Now watch McEnroe. He comes in here. See if he can anticipate this at all. Anything in his body language? No, not until after it is too late.
Connors 2 points away. Jimmy really brought that serve this time to set this all up. Now he'll go for the victory.
One more time, Jimmy. McEnroe is changing rackets at this critical moment. He must have broken a string.
Another great serve, and Jimmy Connors beats John McEnroe in straight sets. 7-6, 6-4. Just as they did in the past, Connors and McEnroe delighting the tennis fans here today.
It was a tremendous effort, Brent, from both players. It really was. Neither one of them giving ground. The crucial point, tie break in the first set.
ABC World News Sunday and local news still coming up on these ABC stations. Jimmy Connors has done it. Took a tiebreaker in the first set, 7-6. Then he came back. He broke the first game of the second set and rolled to his victory. Jimmy Connors is the winner, 7-6, 6-4. The first challenge, judging from the reaction and the way the players performed, this will be the first of many as Jimmy Connors has captured the challenge over John McEnroe. and everyone wondered what would it be like when Jimmy Connors and John McEnroe took to center stage again, a little bit older than in their heyday. And over the last few days, we have seen sparkling tennis here on the clay courts. For the first time ever, McEnroe beat Borg on clay, and then today he loses a tough two-setter to his old rival, Jimmy Connors. Back in a moment.
John, tough match today. 2 long days of tennis for you, over 4 hours on the court. How did you feel today?
I felt pretty good, but Jimmy played a great match. He kept me running, had trouble getting to the net, which is a strong part of my game, but it's really more Jimmy playing well than me being tired from yesterday, although it was a tough match yesterday.
How special was it to play once again Bjorn Borg and Jimmy Connors back-to-back days?
Well, I'm never going to get tired of that, but I prefer to win the second one.
I'm sure you would. Jimmy Connors, a great match today. Didn't really give John an opportunity to attack you that much. Your serve was also excellent.
Well, I think, the best part of my game is my return to serve. And, when John's blowing the ball in there, it's tough to play him at any time. But, for me to try to keep him on the baseline, he wanted to get to the net more. I actually got to the net more today than I have in a long time. And that's really the way I have to play back. I got to keep him running along the baseline and moving. But once he gets into the net, he's tough. But if I could play like that for another year or two, I'd be very happy.
Thanks very much. Congratulations. Now to Barry Smith, who's Senior Vice President of Marketing for Choice Hotels.
John, Jimmy, you two come back, we come back.
35 seconds.
John, $100,000. Thank you.
20 seconds.
Jimmy, something a little larger, $150,000 check. And our president, Don Landry, has something else for you.
Thanks very much. Now back to you, Brent.
All right, Pam, thank you very much. And there it is. Jimmy Connors has won the first challenge. The tennis was sparkling here. For Cliff Drysdale and Pam Shriver, I'm Brent Musburger.
The Challenge, presented by Quality Inns, has been brought to you by Quality Inns, Hotels, Suites, and Resorts. CompUSA, with over 5,000 computer products, CompUSA is the computer superstore. The incredible i30 from Infinity. More flagship styling, space, and performance than you'd ever expect. And the Discover card. It pays to discover, the card that pays you back. Saturday on ABC Sports, 4 of the best in women's golf tee off in the JCPenney LPGA Skins Game. And next Sunday, it's the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500 Live. Now stay tuned for your local news at World News Sunday over most of these ABC stations. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.
A promotional fee has been paid by Northwest Airlines.
Some people just know how to fly.
Sunday, it's $100,000 of pure fun. First, it's a special videos, followed by the #1 video winner. It's a $100,000 grand prize, America's Funniest Home Videos. Then, this is the show that will change Lois and Clark forever. The season finale of Lois and Clark.
Lois, will you?
Sunday after videos on ABC.
We know vaccines protect our children from killer diseases. But why are many parents unwilling to do so? Tonight at 11, Dr. Dean Adele with the surprising truth about parents who risk their children's health with dangerous alternatives. Tonight, only on Channel 7 News at 11.
Tomorrow morning at 6, find out what happened here and around the world while you slept. Plus, we'll take a look at the back-to-work forecast. That's tomorrow morning at 6 right here on Channel 7.
Bad dogs, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
They're supposed to be man's best friend, but our canine companions can be deadly. Is their behavior learned, or are some pets just born to be bad?
bad dogs. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
A special report, Good Dog, Bad Dog, tomorrow at 5, only on Channel 7 News.
This message is brought to you in loving memory of a baby named Danny and 13,000 other babies who each year die or are badly injured due to unsafe cribs. Everyone thinks that a child's crib is safe. But be careful. Many older cribs have corner post extensions, wide slats, poor mattress support. Contact the Danny Foundation for a free pamphlet on crib safety. Danny's friends and family want you to know what they didn't.
Dan Noyes and Carolyn Tyler, tonight on Channel 7 News at 6. Due to the extended length of sports programming that aired earlier, our program schedule for this evening has been changed.
Recreated. In this edition of Emergency Call, a small boat capsizes in the Pacific Ocean, and the lives of 5 adults and 14 young children are in jeopardy. Plus, a man jumping into a river from a 30-foot cliff misses his mark, and now an airborne rescue crew tries to save his life. Plus, a huge fire engulfs a chemical warehouse complex, forcing firefighters into a dangerous predicament.